All right. So, I guess you could chalk this up to a reason why states' rights is not not the amazing thing people think it is. Because okay, what do you do when there's interstate commerce? So, yeah. And in this regard, I'm talking about New York doctor. Arrest warrant issued for New York doctor indicted in Louisiana for prescribing abortion pill. You've got to be kidding me. A New York doctor is being indicted under Louisiana law, and she never stepped foot in Louisiana. An arrest warrant has been issued for a New York doctor indicted on Friday by a Louisiana grand jury for allegedly prescribing abortion pills online to a pregnant minor in the Deep South state, which is one of the strictest near-total abortion bans in the country. Grand jurors at the District Court for the Parish of West Baton Rouge unanimously issued an indictment against Dr. Margaret Carpenter, her company Nightingale Medical PC, and the minor's mother. All three were charged with criminal abortion by means of abortion-inducing drugs, a felony. Now, obviously, and I've stated this many times, this is bullshit. People should not be telling women, adult women, what to do with their bodies. They certainly shouldn't be telling children who have the wherewithal to know that they aren't ready to go through this. They should not be saying, oh, well, too bad. What the hell? And charging the mother and the doctor? It's just all sorts of messed up. In addition to Carter, an arrest warrant was issued for the mother, who has not been publicly identified to protect the identity of the minor. Fair. District Attorney Tony Clayton told the Associated Press that the mother turned herself into police on Friday. My question is, why? Are you thinking, oh, I didn't do anything wrong? Or is it because, I broke the law? Which is it? Either way, you shouldn't have done it, because I'm sorry. You did nothing wrong. You were helping your child get health care. So, no. There are certain laws that that are unjust and shouldn't be followed. Especially, it's not like it affects anyone outside of her daughter. And I assume her daughter had made the decision herself. Not that the mother or the doctor pressured her into it. Though I'm sure that that's what people think. Oh, children can't consent. As if that means that they can't make decisions about anything ever. The case appears to be the first instance of criminal charges against a doctor accused of sending abortion pills to another state, at least since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022 and opened the door for states to have strict anti-abortion laws. We expect Dr. Carpenter to come to Louisiana and answer to these charges, and if 12 people, a jury, think she's innocent, then let it go, Clayton said. If I were that doctor, I wouldn't go, because she is not under the jurisdiction of Louisiana law. She was never under that jurisdiction, so she has no reason to go. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said in a video posted on social media, "I will never, under any circumstances, turn this doctor over to the state of Louisiana under any extradition requests, signaling a potential legal battle between the states. As she should. I applaud Kathy Hochul because, again, Louisiana has no jurisdiction. Now, if she had physically gone to Louisiana and committed a crime, not something, and I mean an actual crime, not something that's her actual freaking job, which is to provide health care. An actual crime, okay, fine. Even if it was a crime over the internet. This was health care. She is being arrested for providing health care. Last year, the Port Allen, Louisiana woman requested abortion medication online from Carpenter for her daughter, whose age has not been specified. Clayton said the request was made through a questionnaire only and no consultation with the girl. Now, it could be that the mother decided on her own to give her daughter an abortion, but I'm pretty sure that this arrest warrant includes the girl. So I'm going to go and say that even though there was no consultation with the girl, that doesn't mean that she didn't want it. A cocktail of pills was mailed to the woman who directed her daughter to take the pill, Clayton said. Perhaps because, kids suck with directions and an adult was needed to tell her, okay, this is how you take the pill. After taking the drug, the girl experienced a medical emergency while alone, called 911 and was transported to the hospital where she was treated. While responding to the emergency, a police officer learned about the pills and under further investigation found that a doctor in New York State had supplied the drugs and turned their findings over to Clayton's office. Okay, so that doesn't say whether there was a complication with the abortion or if there just happened to be something else that happened. Don't know. It is unclear how far along the girl was in her pregnancy. Not that it should freaking matter. If she needs an abortion, she needs an abortion. It shouldn't matter how far along she is. The adult mother has since been arrested, but the other person we believe is just as culpable here is the person who sat in an office, wrapped a box of pills, put a stamp on the box, and mailed it to the state of Louisiana for a child to take, Clayton said. Again, they're treating this child like an absolute dumb fuck. Like she was just sitting there minding her own business, happily being pregnant, until these two bitches made her have an abortion. No, that's generally not how this works. I realize that people have explained to the right about consent, but I swear the right does not even now understand consent. If they think that they go from children can consent to whatever to children are absolute dumb fucks and can't consent to anything ever. Ugh, there is a go-between here. Carpenter was sued in December by the Texas Attorney General under similar allegations of sending pills to that state. That case did not involve criminal charges. Carpenter did not immediately return a message from the AP. The indictment comes just months after Louisiana became the first state with a law reclassifying both mifepristone and misoprostol as controlled dangerous substances. The drugs are still allowed, but medical personnel must take extra steps to access them. Under the legislation, if someone knowingly possesses either medication without a valid prescription, they could be fined up to $5,000 and sent to jail for 1 to 5 years. The law carves out protections for pregnant women who obtain the drug without a prescription to take on their own. Okay, so that's literally what just happened here. So, what's the problem? I mean, she took it on her own. Granted, her mom helped, but again, kids suck at giving directions. So, if they suck at following directions, maybe mom has to help out. I fail to see the problem. I have said it before and I will say it again. We will hold individuals accountable for breaking the law. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill, a Republican, said in a statement on Friday. But part of the law says that if a woman takes it by herself without a prescription, when there's no doctor involved, it's perfectly fine. Where do you think that she would get the pill? That she will make it herself in the lab? Seriously, there was a carve out for this. Abortion opponents and reproductive rights groups alike flooded social media, scrutinizing the indictment. We cannot continue to allow forced birth extremists to interfere with our ability to access necessary health care, Chastity Wilson, executive director of the Louisiana Abortion Fund, said in a statement. Extremists hope this case will cause a chilling effect, further tying the hands of doctors who took an oath to care for their patients. Exactly. And yes, they are forced birthers, because unless the pregnancy you're saying you shouldn't have an abortion for is your own, you don't get a say. Yes, women can consult their loved ones, which may or may not include a father, depending on the situation. But in the end, it's the woman's body, and she gets to decide whether she wants to go through this. Since the fall of Roe v. Wade, Louisiana has had a near total abortion ban, without any exceptions for rape or incest. Under the law, physicians convicted of performing an illegal abortion, including one with pills, face up to 15 years in prison, $200,000 in fines, and the loss of their medical license. Oh, I guess she can't practice medicine in Louisiana. Probably wasn't planning on going there anyway. Make no mistake, since Roe v. Wade was overturned, we've witnessed a disturbing pattern of interference with women's rights. The Abortion Coalition of Telemedicine, where Carpenter is one of the founders, said in a statement. It's no secret the United States has a history of violence and harassment against abortion providers, and the state-sponsored effort to prosecute a doctor providing safe and effective care should alarm everyone. Exactly. Like the fact that she's being prosecuted under laws that she doesn't fall under. And if you think that Trump is, it's all about states' rights, states should decide abortion, he just pardoned a bunch of forced birthers who were convicted of preventing women from entering clinics. So that should tell you how he actually feels about this. Friday's indictment could be the first direct test of New York's SHIELD laws, which are intended to protect prescribers who use telehealth to provide abortion pills to patients in states where abortion is banned. All the more reason why I said that in this case, states' rights is unworkable. Because what if, in this case, the laws are directly in competition with each other? New York Attorney General Letitia James said, We will not allow bad actors to undermine our providers' ability to deliver critical care. This cowardly attempt out of Louisiana to weaponize the law against out-of-state providers is unjust and un-American. Pills have become the most common means of abortion in the U.S., accounting for nearly two-thirds of them by 2023. They're also at the center of political and legal action over abortion. In January, a judge let 3 states continue to challenge federal government approvals for how one of the drugs usually involved can be prescribed. Yeah, because, it's not like the FDA approved these medications or anything. No, because as we all know, politicians and judges know more about medicine than actual doctors. It is absolutely unreal how these people think. They hate something so much that they've decided, okay, we hate something, so we're going to make it that nobody can have it. You don't want an abortion under any circumstance? Fine, don't get one. You don't get to tell other people whether they can and cannot have an abortion. You do not know their situation. Maybe they need to have an abortion, whether it be because of physical, psychological, financial reasons. It doesn't freaking matter what the reason is, whether you consider it a legit reason or not. You aren't that person, so you do not get to decide. Again, if you're a family member or a friend and the person in the situation asks for your advice, fine, give them your advice. If you're against abortion, tell them and tell them why. Fine. But someone who absolutely has nothing to do with the situation should have no say. Just because you are a politician who does not like abortion doesn't mean you get to tell other women, doesn't mean you get to tell women whether they get to have an abortion. You just don't, because it's none of your business. Let healthcare providers provide healthcare. You can do the lawyering stuff. You can make laws. But why are you so insistent? Actually, I know why they're so insistent on making women broodmares. Because number one, they consider that that's all women are worthy of. That all they are worth to people, to society, is as a broodmare. Or they just simply feel like they want to control women because their masculinity is that fragile that they can't handle that women might be able to accomplish more than them. But if they are stuck barefoot and pregnant, then problem solved. Or it's possible that they just, like I said, their feelings about certain topics like abortion are so flimsy that they must force everyone to think like them, because if everyone is forced to do what they want, which is, in this case, not have an abortion no matter what, that they feel like that justifies their belief. And that's not how this works. If you truly feel confident that abortion is wrong and that you don't think that women should have them, fine. If you strongly felt that way, then you wouldn't care whether other women do. You would just think, okay, well, I'll try to convince them not to. but I'm not going to force them. It's still their decision. And guess what? That's fine. A lot of people who are pro-choice don't like abortion. Probably wouldn't want to have an abortion under probably any circumstance or most circumstances. They're not pro-choice because they're, oh, goody goody, let me have an abortion. I've never been pregnant. I never will be pregnant. That ship has sailed a long time ago. But that doesn't matter, because that's not why I'm pro-choice. I'm not pro-choice because I want to have an abortion. I'm pro-choice because I don't feel like I should tell anybody else whether they should or should not have an abortion. If they want an abortion, if they need an abortion, whatever it is, that is their decision. I have no part of it. If a friend of mine were to come to me and ask me my opinion, fine, I would give it to him. I will not tell people that they have to have an abortion. I will not tell anyone that they shouldn't have an abortion. I just can give the best information I can, or help them out in whatever other ways I can, and support them. But in the end, it's the pregnant person's decision, not mine. And why people seem to not get that there are issues that are none of their business is beyond me. I mean, what other healthcare issue does this happen with? There isn't any. I mean, I just do not know what else to say about it. So anyway, that's all I have for that article and this video. So with that, I will see you next time.